those peaks.
Only on Tuesdays.
You can ask the applicant to supplement the traffic report to include summertime counts and also to include Tuesday Cowtown counts.
May I ask what time Cowtown goes on Tuesday?
Six to about 4, 6 a.m.
Okay.
When they have the rodeo there on Saturday night, you can't get out. I mean, it's for Saturday night.
I guess our concern would be summer traffic, which introduces a lot of out-of-state traffic on that day. It also, local traffic, we're not as concerned about because they'll know about you, they'll know the pattern. But the out-of-state traffic takes off 3 miles up the road at a red light, and they all come down in a pack in the summer season. And both eastbound and westbound. So you really have a cluster of traffic moving 65 to 70 miles an hour both ways.
So, well, that won't change the impact of our site on the intersection. We'll still be producing the same amount of traffic. There'll just be a little bit more traffic on Route 40. With regard to the amount of traffic that we're generating, as was testified before, we're projecting around 12 employees to 18 employees. Usually they come on ingress during the morning, egress during the afternoon, and then sporadic trucks throughout the day. I believe it was 8 to 10 throughout the course of a normal day. We analyzed how the intersection operates during a January morning and afternoon.
Got to get you to hold that close.
We're
We're having a hard time for some reason here.
In general, the intersection operates under capacity during the morning and afternoon peak hours. Exiting onto Route 40, there's very low volumes on both approaches. In general, these operate at about a level of service C or better, or a level of service methodology, so level of service A is the best, and F is the worst, so it operates under capacity at a level of service C. Comparing that to our build scenario, we reanalyzed it, reran the numbers, and there won't be any change to any of the approaches for the morning peak hour, for the afternoon peak hour, because we're generating so few vehicles. Now, I'll remind you that our report was significantly conservative. We projected almost double the amount of traffic that we're currently proposing. So we feel that our report is significantly conservative, and conservative such that it can take care of the summer traffic and the Cowtown traffic.
Just so I'm clear on the record, the level of service C, was that based on your January counts?
Yes, it was.
So you don't know what the level of service is in the summertime?
Correct. Correct. However, what I was saying was our traffic will significantly decrease from what we projected in this traffic report.
True, but, I mean, depending on the level of service, if improvements are required, it's possible that the applicant might have to contribute to the cost of improving it to a level C if it's operating at a level less than C. So it's up to you, whether or not you're comfortable with your traffic testing.
Your counts were based on your full, this what you're proposing today and most of your future expansions?
Correct. This was based on a theoretical full build-out of the site, which we're not proposing today, which includes 137,000 square feet and 6,000 square feet of retail space, which was completely theoretical, which compared to what we're proposing today. As far as the number of trips, the comparison between the number of trips that we're producing, or what we're proposing to produce, and what is in this report, we are proposing to produce 32 trips during the morning peak hour, as compared to, in our traffic report, 91 trips, so approximately 3 times as much as what we're actually proposing. During the evening rush hour, we're producing 34 trips as compared to 163 trips. So that's well more than 5 times.
And those trip counts are, which you're projecting out to be your employees, your delivery trucks, and local traffic?
Correct, correct. These are based on national averages of similar facilities.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I think the board has not the impact of traffic from Wilshire, but the impact of Route 40 traffic on Wilshire. I'd like to hear from our professionals on what their engineering and administrative recommendations might be for this.
Well, I think the issue that we pointed out to earlier with respect to Forces Landing Road and the issue that Adam was raising as to the study being based on a higher level development and this being a lower level development, it does beg the question, does the board have enough information for preliminary, for final, or either to move past that point? Is it an issue that we should require additional documentation, either the Tuesday and Saturday counts and or some additional information on the use of Forces Landing Road, or restrictions on Forces Landing Road? And that might be something that either could be, depending on the board pleasure, is whether they want to continue the application with that information being provided, if they were so disposed to a preliminary approval and have it be deferred, or whether it's something that we would want to get prior to recommending an action on. Just because that's those being two issues of import, additional information might be warranted.
We would be very happy to do that as a final. In other words, if you agreed to a preliminary this evening, make it subject to that for the final, because there may be other issues as well that you want to raise at the same time.
Question to the traffic engineer, we are in the fall, but I would imagine the state would have traffic records on hand for the summer traffic. Okay.
Just a couple other questions. You've noted the total number of employees at the site. In your opinion, is 29 parking spaces an adequate number for that total number of employees?
Yes, I believe that's an appropriate number, and that's confirmed by other studies of similar facilities across the U.S. The Institute of Transportation Engineers studies warehousing facilities across the U.S. And generates rates based on the employees, and this falls well within those rates.
And assuming we were to put 103 parking spaces in to this site, what would be the result beside the horrible view?
Well, the result becomes less impervious coverage, eyesore, or more impervious coverage, less landscaping, and a number of unused spaces.
I thought I'd touch that while you were here. Thank you. I believe it's time we put our architect on this.
Okay.
Move if you would, please.
We'll put the elevations up on the easel here. Maybe you should do it.
First of all, you want to describe the building, its elevation, and how you envision its use.
I will. The building is constructed of 6